I'm the first ever American to do it. I went to El Salvador because I was doing videos on illegal immigration, and I was trying to join a caravan to go up and go from middle Central America up to Mexico. And I was looking at the map and I thought, oh, they have to pass through El Salvador. I get to El Salvador and I'm like, okay, where are the migrants at? I'm trying to join a caravan. I'm talking to the locals because I speak fluent Spanish. And they're like, oh, we don't have migrants here. I'm like, what do you guys mean? This is like perfect spot for the map for them to cross over. They're like, no, we don't have them here.
We're not migrants till we get to your country, Ned.
I was like, what's going on? And they're like, wait, they're like, we actually have people coming back from America. I'm like, what's going on? And then everyone starts telling me about Nayib Bukele and about Sekot. And so I get there, my whole entire video had to shift. And I make a video about how this country has kind of solved illegal migration. And I ended up interviewing one of the mayors. And from there, I just kept being super persistent about messaging any account I could possibly get my hands onto on X that had anything to do with the government. If I could just find somebody to give me that contact to then message to go inside Sekot. And I eventually just some random person said, this is the number of the secretary. And I messaged the press secretary of El Salvador, and she said, oh, no, not right now. Message me again in a month. Message her again. She says, oh, not right now. Message me again in a little bit. And I finally messaged her like 6 months later, and she's like, all right, here's your date to come inside Sekot. We'll see you there. Boom. That was my big break. Of people advocating for those people need to really question who they're advocating for. But the moment you walk in there, you just feel like any sense of goodness in your body just leave. And your body is just filled with emptiness. And then you look at the prisoners in their eyes, they're completely empty. They're hopeless. Whatever had possessed them had taken control, and they had been defeated. And they just look at you with this blank stare of just like nothingness. Like you look into their eyes and nothing. You start walking around there and you just feel like literally nothing. And then you look at their tattoos. They're just from top to bottom, just full of MS-13, Barrio 18. And then they're like, no, Nick, you can't interview anybody. I was originally set to interview one of the prisoners. And then they're like, we're running behind time and we can't interview them, but we're going to ask the guys to take off their shirts so you can see all their tattoos. And so I get like pretty close to almost face to face with one of these guys.